and he's a pretty good athlete. He throws a heavy fastball, good slider, and he also throws a curveball and a change. And there you see second, third behind Ruth.
Millwood's got it. Henderson's 0 for 5 in the series so far.
Let's take a look at the scouting report on Irvin. He does have a great change, but he knows how to use them all in combination.
Another 1-2 pitch. Line to left, and Alfonso just keeps on hitting the ball hard.
I've watched Alfonso for the last couple of weeks especially, and I tell you what, he can really handle the low fastball.
Millwood's 1-0 pitch. In the air to shallow center. Andrew Jones calls and puts it away. Ryan Klesko was the starter at first last night. There goes Alfonso, and the 3-2 pitch is hit in the air to center, and Andrew Jones, almost in his tracks, ends the top half of the first. No runs, a hit, and a man is left. Up come the Braves when we come back.
And Rogers, you can see, pitched well for the Mets after he came over from the Oakland Athletics.
For the order for the Braves, Williams has done a good job. He became their leadoff man the first week of August. A line drive over the leaping Ordonez, and he's aboard again. He had 2 hits, an RBI, a stolen base, and a run scored last night.
Let's take a look at the Mets defensively. And
the pitcher and how well he holds the runner on has something to do with that. Rogers, the left-hander, should have a bit more success in that area than right-hander Yoshi last night. And he's got Williams, I believe, yes.
Well, what Rogers does is he hesitates with his leg, and he almost got Williams going the wrong way on the first throw over there. Watch his leg. He hesitates a little bit at the top. So I think they were really going to run on Mike Piazza. He did not make good throws last night, and they were going to test him early here.
Ordonez backhands it and throws Boone out.
Well, Kenny Rogers had him no balls and 2 strikes. Now the count is full.
In the air, left center field. Hamilton and Henderson. Hamilton, the center fielder, will take it. And Ventura draws a leadoff walk.
After the last half inning, Gerald Williams went over and he was talking to the umpire. He's saying that
Roger Cedeno on deck. A line drive, base hit to center. Ventura will stop at second. The second New York hit off Millwood. 1 more than he allowed in a complete game victory against the Astros in the division series.
Just the way he delivers them is a little different, but they did not have to change signs.
Another 2-2 pitch. Hit sharply and by Boone into center field. The Mets are going to have the lead. Ventura scores. Hamilton on his way to third. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. 1-0 New York. Good at-bat for Cedeno.
Excellent at-bat, Bob.
Maybe in a 5-game series, you do things differently than in a 7-game series. But he doesn't want to deplete Ordonez's confidence because you'll need him at the plate as well as in the field. He bunts and lines it to Hunter, who pegs it to third. And diving back is Hamilton. Ahead of the attempted tag by Jones. So Ordonez trying to sacrifice. So Millwood's got a pretty good chance to get out of this inning while minimizing the damage. There goes the runner. Rogers gets the bunt down. Hamilton stays at third, and they have runners at second and third with 2 out.
Maddox last night was a headache for all the hitters on the Mets team.
1-1 pitch, punch toward the hole. Boone comes up with it. Millwood covers, and they get Henderson. The Mets score 1, but they leave 2 as we move to the bottom of the second. Henderson told Bobby Valentine he was feeling sick and was lying in the runway with ice packs on his head. Jordan hits the first pitch toward Ordonez. He skids to his knees, pops back up, and throws him out.
Let's take a look at Ricky Henderson running this ball out the first base. This normally is a base hit for Ricky Henderson. I think you need to get him out of the ball game, get him some rest, because you know you're going to play in New York the next 3 days. Hopefully.
Andrew Jones, a liner for a base hit. He's been slumping. That feels good to him. He was hitless last night and hadn't produced in August and September the way the Braves hoped he would. 1 on, 1 out, and the 1-1 pitch. Another move, and they've got him picked off. Hung up between first and second. Jones making it interesting, staying in that pickle, but eventually tagged out.
And a good move by Jones. He tried to run in to Ordonez, who had come over, so he could get interference.
The payoff pitch. In the air to shallow left. Here comes Ricky, but he's not going to get there. Laboring in the field, Perez with a huge turn around first. You know, Ricky Henderson has been criticized in the past, at times with justification, for indifferent play. The 3-0 pitch misses, and a 2-out walk puts runners at first and second. Perez at second, Hunter at first.
A lot of time between pitches here too, Bob.
And Weiss hits it right back to Rogers, who tosses to Olerud to end the inning. Was second best in the league to Randy Johnson, and he held league hitters to a low .202 batting average. A high pop-up. Weiss at short. When it finally comes down, Alfonso is out. The .202, which National League hitters managed against Kevin Millwood, was the lowest batting average allowed.
Millwood thought it was, and Perez thought it was, but the guy that mattered did not.
Fastball, 1 hop and a Hunter. He goes to the bag himself. He is the better glove man when compared to Ryan Plesko, last night's starter. With the left-hander going for the Mets, they go with Hunter. 2 out, nobody on for Piazza. 0 for 5 in the series thus far. Drives one to deep left. Back goes Gerald Williams, and at the edge of the track, he makes the catch. The Mets go in order in the third and lead it 1-0 after 2.5. Millwood steps out, looks at the third base coach Ned Yost. I think it's a fair guess that the take sign is on here. And on 4 pitches, he walks to start the Atlanta third.
Well, the one thing Bobby dislikes most of all is his pitchers walking.
If the rotation holds, Rogers would pitch twice in a long series and Reed only once. Reed will pitch game 4, Al Leiter game 3. The payoff pitch, double play ball. There's one. Alfonso turns it, and the 6-4-3 allows Rogers to breathe easier.
And that's getting the job done. He got the ground ball when he needed it.
Line drive, base hit. Over to pick it up is Mora. Boone around first. Wide turn, but he holds with a 2-out single.
Good play in left field by Mora to get over to that ball very quickly and hold Boone to a single.
Of the Padres last year, beat the Braves twice in the LCS, including the Game 6 clincher. And a called strike 3. Chipper Jones is done. He made the All-Star team for the first time this summer in the course of going 18-7. Struck him out. And it's Millwood's first strikeout. Some of them were lucky enough to have tickets, and they may have skipped part of the school day, those kids. Slow roller right side. Hunter shovels it to Millwood. That's the second out. Second strikeout for Millwood, both in this inning. To the bottom of the fourth, still a 1-0 game. Here he is tracking the flight of that ball, trying to get a better look. Oh, no, it's just foul. Jordan with a chopper to Ventura. And that's the first out. Hit toward the middle. Ordonez has no chance. Second consecutive hit for Jones. Fumbled for a moment by Hamilton in center, but Jones stays put. Perez had a bloop single his first time up. Drives this one to right. Cedeno has it lined up. That's the second out. To the umpires more than anyone else. Wait for the starting gun, Andrew. A bouncing ball. Alfonso ranges to his left. Quick throw, gets him. Sounded like a broken bat. In right field, Jordan. That's at number one.
The final game of the season, he said Bobby Valentine said the one mistake he made in this series that he was
called strike rate.
The one mistake he made in this series that the Braves swept here 3 weeks ago was that he pinch hit Bobby Bonilla for Ray Ordonez. And he says he wasn't going to make the same mistake again.
He's a 27-year-old rookie. And he drives this one to deep left. Goodbye. It wasn't strategy, it was necessity. But it worked for Bobby Valentine and the Mets.
And maybe the Mets are underestimating Melvin Mora. Because, I mean, he got a big hit in the final game of the season weekend.
Henderson sits and Mora trots.
Inside a little bit, and he just whips the bat through. That was a pretty nice swing right there.
Slow roller. Brett Boone waits on it. Then pegs to Hunter to retire Alfonso. So first, the aching thumb of Mike Piazza brings on Todd Pratt. He homers to win the division series. Henderson gets sick. Mora steps up. He swats one out. A liner to left. Mora won't get it. Another base hit for Weiss, his fourth in less than 2 full games. I guess so. Squares, bunts it up in the air. Olerud with a catch, and Weiss back to first.
That's one of those situations where they were yelling for him, and maybe to drop that ball, let it drop, and throw Weiss out at second base. Then you would have had Millwood on first base at the worst, because Millwood didn't run.
Along with one of his coaches, Pat Corrales, the former manager at Texas, Philadelphia, and Cleveland. Gerald Williams off the glove of Rogers, picked up by Ordonez to Alfonso for one, and to Olerud on the 1-6-4-3 double play.
People have said this is the greatest infield ever, and I can't argue with them.
Next one to Olerud, high fly ball to right. Brian Jordan. One out on the New York 6th. Held off. It was raining heavily earlier. 2-0 pitch, skied to center. Andrew Jones gliding over with those fluid motions of his, tucks it away.
Melvin Mora talking to Edgardo Alfonso, and they've done a good job of just staying away. You see it's a setup out there again.
Lazy fly to right. Brian Jordan makes it a 1-2-3 New York 6th. To the bottom half, 2-0 Mets in game 2 at this ballpark. And 19 of 25 overall to the Braves, Atlanta or New York the last 2 years. Ordonez, forget about it when you hit it anywhere near him.
I can't imagine a shortstop going 100 games without making an error.
Masterful it has not been. Scoreless it has been to this point. And Jones, after fouling several off, works him for the walk. Rogers working to Jordan, who's 0 for 5 in the series so far. In the air down the right field line, pretty well hit. Cedeno overturned the fly ball. It's gone. It hit the pole and tied the game. hits against Houston in 4 games. A line drive from Jones, and now he's 3 for 3. Mora gets it back in. Jones, who had been slumping, has a perfect day going at the plate.
Well, you see Rogers upset with himself because...
Here's Perez. Eddie's 1 for 2. A long drive to left. Back goes Mora. To the track. To the wall. Gone. Second time in as many games he's gone deep as Rogers unravels in the 6th.
Well, in our scouting report, we talked about Rogers. What we said in the open was that his scouting report is he has trouble avoiding the big inning. And that's exactly what has happened here. The Braves have come back for a big inning. Let's take a look at the last home run. You know, it's all, you know, it's a matter of feel. Do you feel that Kenny Rogers is done? Then you take him out. If not, you let him go another hitter.
Alfonso to his left, juggles it, and Weiss will reach on an error. There's a rarity.
A real rarity in that he only made 5 errors during the regular season.
18 runs allowed. Career postseason ERA 10.25. Millwood grounds it to Ordonez. He'll throw him out, but the Braves score 4 times in the bottom of the 6th. They're roaring in Atlanta.
Time to do it. You just have to have a feel for what you want to do.
The 2-2 pitch, an attempted check swing, foul tip back into Perez's glove, and Hamilton is down on strikes. The 4th strikeout put in the book by Millwood.
Has this game under control as far as the Braves are concerned.
This is his 101st pitch. Hit solidly to right center field. Brian Jordan will run it down. Here's Ordonez, 258 for the year, 0 for 2 today. Right center field once more. Jordan calls Jones off, and Millwood works a quick 1-2-3-7. Stretch time in Atlanta. 4-2 Braves. Picked off first in the 1st. In his next 2 at-bats, he grounded into double plays. Poke toward Olaru. He'll take it himself. Struck him out with a good fastball.
Well, if you get over 6.9, it's real good.
That'll be good. And he walks Jones, but I guess if you're going to pay him $1 million, he prefers that you pay him $999,999 and maybe 99 cents. The homer his last time up was Jordan's first hit of this series. And a line drive is speared at third base by Ventura, who apparently didn't realize there were 2 outs and thought he was going to get a double play. At the start of the 8th last night, Valentine sent him up. A line drive caught by Hunter at first. A bid for a hit, and Hunter denies it.
Well, Hunter's an excellent defensive first baseman.
Melvin Mora grounds it through Chipper Jones. He had some adventures last night. 1 error officially charged. Another few balls juggled.
Watch how he stands there. Very quiet bat. Not a lot of movement.
A fastball hit hard toward the gap in left center field. It's one up against the wall. Here comes Mora being waved home. Alfonso pulls in with an RBI double. And it's a 1-run game at 4-3. And this Alfonso just continues to make a name for himself in the postseason.
Kevin Millwood, when he became a part of his staff, he says Maddox, Glavin, and Smoltz, they're very honest with me.
He got him. The bat goes flying, but the ball is in Perez's glove.
And a completely different approach by Rocker in this ball game than he had last night. He struck him out with fastballs away. And I think it's a pretty good move for two reasons. One, Piazza does not run real well. So just a base hit in the gap wasn't even driving the go-ahead run. I don't think you can sit there and look for a fastball or a curve. Just look for the ball and try to make the adjustment.
The 2-2. Got him!
Beautiful pitching by Rocker.
Everything according to Bobby Cox's plan. And the heart of the New York order. The 3-4-5 hitters are 1 for 20 in the series. For an inning while they're behind by a run to try to keep it close. He has worked 5 innings this year against Atlanta and retired 15 straight hitters.
He doesn't throw the slider as much as he used to. He had some bad experiences hanging sliders in the playoffs. Now he uses the splitter.
Well hit to left. Going back is Mora to the track. For the catch. He puts Perez in an 0-2 hole. And he's 2 for 3, including his home run. And he's dispatched on 3 pitches. Benitez pitches like an angry man. When as a member of the Orioles, he drilled Tino Martinez in the back and got an 8-game suspension. Sit down, Brian Hunter. 3 quick outs, 2 of them Ks. On to the 9th with the Braves nursing a 1-run lead. Striking out Olerud and Ventura. Darrell Hamilton, left-handed hitter, scheduled to lead off in the 9th as soon as Sean Dunston
Than he did when he came straight over the top.
pop back of short, shallow left, ranging out there is Weiss, and in foul ground he has it. A broken bat bounder toward Weiss, who charges, throws on the run, and gets the diving Cedeno. You know, that's a hustling effort, and yet I always wonder, you never see a sprinter at a track meet dive to the tape. You don't get there faster that way. Now at age 36 and plagued by injuries, coming off the bench for the Mets. The 1-2. Got it! And the Braves take a 2-0 lead in the series to Shea for Friday night's Game 3.